Alright, the other version where I just watched these episodes has taken a long time to edit, so I thought I'd do it this way and see if this format works any better. Anyway, this is episode 5 of season 5 of Stranger Things, and let me know what you thought if you've watched it already. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks. Vecna, having taken out all the soldiers, tells Will he chose him and the other kids because they're weak, easy to manipulate. He hugs his mom once Vecna stops talking to him. We see the van crushed with a hole in the side as the demos manage to get all the kids and drag them to the Upside Down. Will blames himself, saying he should have acted sooner. In the Upside Down, the kids are being put into the wall with tubes down their throats. Derek wakes up in a field with the other kids. Henry gaslights all the kids, saying how he protected them from the monsters that he of course controls. Max is spying on the house from the bushes as Henry lies, saying the kids' loved ones will join them soon. Henry says there's an evil spreading across Hawkins and the world. Henry talks about traveling dimensions and that he's found a world that is good. Heaven's Gate much? There is a lot of cult-like stuff this season, but it makes sense for the time period. Henry tells the kids they're special and have dormant mind powers. Henry wants to merge the Upside Down with the real world. He says to the kids to save their loved ones, but we know the truth. Holly cleverly asks if Henry will be leaving again. He says, never again. Dr. K and the military cut through the metal lab door where the dangerous kid was. The soldier orders them to search because Hop and Elle seemingly vanished. K sees the girl's hand twitch and... Hop, Elle, and the new kid are in the car, but they got too far away so they could no longer project themselves. A lot of aspects of this season and episode are very Star Wars-esque. Lucas has a bad wound that Joyce treats. He apologizes for not being able to protect the kids. Lucas says Will is like a second Elle, which he denies, and no, he's more powerful. Lucas calls him Will the Wise. They escape the tunnel and Joyce has a totally original, non-Matrix style coded idea.
I wonder if there's a way we can jack back into the hive mind and access his powers again.
She tells Will he should use his powers against Vecna, not his army, sincerely apologizing to Will for underestimating him. In the Upside Down, the trio goes to where the car is still on the wall. 11 is mad at Hopper because she now knows his plan was to sacrifice himself, taking out Vecna. In the church, it's empty because the others had to leave earlier. Even in the Upside Down, church seems boring.
Look, I think this circular flesh wall is Vecna's version of an energy shield, except it's not sci-fi, it's supernatural.
Dustin references Return of the Jedi, saying he thinks Vecna's wall is like an energy shield generator. The plan is to destroy it to reach the kids. The crew splits into 2 groups, but Steve doesn't want to partner with Dustin. Like it's picking teams for kickball at school. The kids are having a great time with all the junk food they want. Holly sneaks out to talk to Max. She tells Max about Henry's plan to merge the dimensions. They catch Derek eavesdropping. Delightful Derek tells them that he knows Mike and Lucas and about Henry being Vecna. Holly says he can't come, but she needs him to be dipshit Derek again to distract Henry. At the radio station, the plan is to get Will close to the hive so he can jack in. They don't have time to make a telemetry tracker, so it's suggested to use Will as a human antenna. They're all fans of it, Will not so much. They feast upon a bunch of blatant product placement, mostly Pepsi products. Her plan is to find Dustin's mentor and science teacher to build a new tracker. His plan is to use radio waves and electricity to bring back dead demos so Will can connect to them and access Vecna's mind. They decide to do both ideas. The 2 groups are actually in the same place, but one of them is in the Upside Down. Dustin and Steve come across the Rainbow Room. Dustin tosses Steve a ball and says he should stay and play with his balls while he looks for the MacGuffin. These 2 are also searching and barely getting along. Jonathan's jealousy comes out and they have an argument. A good time for that, world-ending threat and all. He finds a locked door. Behind said door is a stairwell. Hopper is trying to radio the group to find out why they're not at the church. Cully and Elle talk, and while this girl knew about Henry, she thought he was DED.
Help me find him. Kill him. Then what? It ends.
We see a flashback of her being captured and her friends taken out. Dr. K starts taking her blood right away. She says Dr. K is like a vampire. Dr. K really sucks, eh? She wanted to escape, but the only way out was to pass on. She managed to attack the doctors experimenting on her and escape. Derek, meanwhile, goes into the woods.
It's against the rules. According to who, Mr. Rogers? He can suck my fat one.
Of course, according to plan, these kids run to rat him out. Holly and Max plan to follow Henry's memories of Holly to escape. The crew preps to put their plan into action. Robin says first person she told she liked Vicky was Steve, and they talk a bit about relationships and closets. They turn on the juice and fry a pumpkin. She says how just telling someone how she felt about girls was a weight lifted. He is only the third person she has come out to, but the burning pumpkin interrupts their heartfelt talk. Holly takes Max to the field where the kids woke up earlier. Then they see this random floating door. Let's just go right up to the mystery floating door inside the D&D villain's brain. Good idea, right?
Whatever's down there, it can't hurt you.
They enter into one of Henry's memories. It was Halloween with Holly and her friend. She didn't realize Henry was there outside the window. Max gives him the finger and shuts the blinds. They have to find another memory from this one. Holly remembers a library, so Max finds a bookshelf and pushes through. This reminds me a lot of Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Holly was reading A Wrinkle in Time, and then Henry introduces himself. Dustin and Steve, as always, have an argument. This time it's because Steve doesn't think this so-called generator exists. Steve is mad at Dustin for not showing up to the crawl even though Dustin got beat up. Steve's being the jerk here, I think. Steve feels like Dustin compares everyone to Eddie and they can never come close, but Eddie's gone and Steve's still there. What a still frame. Steve yells at Dustin and says Eddie got himself taken out playing hero. Dustin tackles him and they get into an actual physical fight. Steve had to tackle him to the ground before Dustin would stop because he went off like an animal. He then walks away saying he's done. Dustin sat against the wall crying when he saw a room behind it. The room has maps on the wall. Dustin's map almost lines up perfectly with the same area circled. These two come across hallways and rooms with melted walls and furniture.
Dark magic.
Yeah, this guy was melted into the floor. And there's more in the walls like this is aliens. New girl in the base takes down a soldier to get his bubble blower. She kicks way more butt than Elle, by the way. It was a flashback, her finishing her story to Elle earlier. It was quite a jarring cut. I don't know why they edited it like this or waited so long between segments of her story. She discovered they were giving her blood to a pregnant woman and her fetus, and they weren't going to make it. Sorry, make that many pregnant women. But she got tased and captured. The reveal is that they were giving the fetuses Henry's blood, and that's why they were born with powers, and that Dr. K is doing it again, but with this girl's blood. She shows Eleven a memory of herself in the lab because Elle doesn't want to believe it, that she was the only one who was like Henry. Henry somehow finds Derek wandering the woods.
Who gave you this map?
Mom!
Look at me!
I cannot express to you how much I love this character. Henry threatens Derek that he will go after his family if he doesn't follow the rules. Max and Holly watch Holly's memory when she met Mr. Whatsit at school, but things don't look quite right. It's another memory when Holly was taken. Holly starts feeling emotional remembering these events, but Max comforts her. Together, they climb into the memory to find the next one. I wish that this were an actual thing you could do. At the radio station, Robin and crew have to bring the Demogorgon to the roof so they can Frankenstein it. The plan is for Will to connect to the hive mind through the demo. They crank up the juice and it starts working. He connects to it and can see memories. But apparently it's Derek's mind, and Will sees that Vecna is hunting Holly and Max. Max and Holly are in the memory of Holly's mom defending her. They have made it to the final portal, their exit.
Never go into the woods.
He grabs a hold of Max in full Vecna mode. Talk about a pick-me-up. In the real world, Max's heart is stopping, but all of a sudden, she comes back. Will has joined the chat.
Max! If you can hear me, you need to run!
Henry, of course, is trying to push him out, which he manages to do by shoving him and yelling, "Get out!" They crank the juice, and this comes out of the thing as it's dying, a tornado of evil. Meanwhile, the others are still in this melty place. Jonathan throws a piece of pipe into the fake sky ceiling. It's apparently this magic thing Dustin is looking at in this book, which is what they were looking for. Nancy aims at the thing as Dustin is trying to warn them it's not what he thought it was. Dustin says if they destroy it, they'll go too, but they don't hear him over the walkie. And cliffhanger to the end of the episode as she pulls the trigger. Thank you for watching, and I hope you watch the next one. Feel free to look at the playlist and watch the other reaction videos that I have on my channel. Thanks!